Hello and welcome to Ben Television News. I am Kiru Obuli. First, the highlights. Nigeria's Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Mohammed Adoke withdrew the 446.3 billion naira charges instituted against Mohammed Abacha, son of former head of state, the late General Sani Abacha. Adamawa State House of Assembly directs the clerk to serve State Governor Murtala Nyako an impeachment notice. The Nigerian main opposition party, the All Progressives Congress, inaugurates its newly elected National Executive Council. The deadly Ebola virus killed 7 people in Liberia's capital, Monrovia. And Nigeria reacts to Super Eagles' poor performance at the ongoing World Cup fiesta. Now, the news. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Mohammed Adoke, has withdrawn the 446.3 billion naira theft charges instituted against Mohammed Abacha, a son of former head of state, late General Sani Abacha. The federal government had preferred the 9 counts stealing charges against Abacha in February this year. The prosecution accused Abacha of unlawfully receiving about 446.3 billion naira allegedly stolen from government coffers between 1995 and 1998. But Adoke, acting for the federal government on Wednesday, asked Justice Mamman Kolo of the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory in Wuse Zone 2, Abuja, to strike out the charges on the grounds of fresh charges that just emerged concerning the case. The members of the Adamawa State House of Assembly on Wednesday directed the clerk of the House to pass an impeachment notice on Governor Murtala Nyako and his deputy. Indications of possible impeachment of the governor became rife following moves by the lawmakers to investigate the expenditure of the state government. In what could be seen as a step towards the impeachment process, the Assembly had ordered the arrest of 4 commissioners for their failure to appear before the lawmakers. This move has, however, led to the fear of impeachment against the governor, as the lawmakers had before now appeared complacent in checking the excesses of the executive. The Nigerian main opposition party, the All Progressives Congress, inaugurated its newly elected National Executive Council, which emerged after its first ever national convention in Abuja. Correspondent Muriwa Bamidele, who witnessed the ceremony, completes the report.
Hundreds of members of Nigerian main opposition party, All Progressive Congress, gathered behind me to witness the formal inauguration of the party's first National Executive Council that will steer the administration of the party for the next 4 years.
The all were filled with the capacity with the high-ranking officials and members of the All Progressive Congress from across Nigeria for the inauguration ceremony of the new National Executive Council of the party. It should be recalled that the new National Executive member emerged from the just concluded first National Convention of the party in Abuja. While inaugurating the new Executive Council, the immediate past interim national chairman of the party, Shibisi Akonde, charged the new executive led by the former governor of Edo State, John Oyegun, to work around the clock and boost the party fortune in the forthcoming general election in Nigeria.
I congratulate you on your election, and I'm sure you will carry on with the same spirit of sacrifice, determination, and patriotism that will lead our party to the presidency in the Aso Rock, which is our ultimate destination next year. And for the future of the All Progressives Congress, you are hereby standing inaugurated.
The new national chairman of the party, John Oyegun, assured the party faithful on the move to move the party forward.
We are going to make it
most vital party in this nation. We are going to energize the APC. We are going to make it the fastest growing party in Nigeria. No, did I say Nigeria? In the entire face of the world.
Also speaking on the forthcoming general election, Oyeku said the party is capable to wrestle power from the ruling People's Democratic Party come next year general election.
I am the first elected chairman of the great party, the APC. I want to assure you, I want to give you this pledge that with your cooperation, we are going to be the first party to throw out a government, an independent government.
Other members of the new National Executive Council are Segun Oni, Senator Lawal Shuaibu, Deputy National Chairman for South and North respectively. Malam Ibrahim Gubi emerged National Secretary of the party, while Alhaji Lai Muhammad retained the office of National Publicity Secretary of the party. There were over 40 elective offices that have been occupied through the election process in the just concluded National Convention of the party.
Official, the first National Executive Council member of the All Progressive Congress has been inaugurated. The task ahead of them is how to lead the party for the next 4 years in Nigeria. From Sheraton, Abuja, Nigeria, Muyiwa Bamidele reporting for Bank Television News.
Following protests by the students, the Governing Council of the University of Abuja has ordered the institutions shut down until further notice. The students have been protesting of late to compel the lecturers who are on strike over unpaid allowances to go back to work so that they could finish their examinations. At the main campuses, notices have been placed on all the boards of departments and hostels asking the students to vacate the school premises. The deadly Ebola virus has killed 7 people in Liberia's capital, Monrovia, health officials have said. These are the first deaths reported in the city since the outbreak of the contagious virus in several West African states. Among the dead are a nurse and 4 people from the same household, including a baby. Guinea has been worst affected by Ebola, with 208 deaths since the outbreak was first reported in March. There is no cure or vaccine for Ebola, one of the world's deadliest viruses. Egypt's public prosecutor has ordered the release of Al Jazeera's journalist Abdullah El-Shemi on medical grounds. Mr. El-Shemi had been on hunger strike for nearly 5 months to protest against his detention without charge. He was arrested last August when police broke up a protest by supporters of the deposed president, Mohamed Morsi. Earlier, a court in Cairo said it would deliver its verdict next week in a case of 3 other Al Jazeera journalists detained in December. Air traffic at Kenya's Jomo Kenyatta International Airport was temporarily suspended after a dead body was found on the runway, police say. It is unclear whether the bruised body was that of a stowaway or a street boy, Airport CID Chief Joseph Nkisa said. The airport was shut for about 40 minutes as police removed the body. In November, the body of a stowaway was found after a plane landed at the airport, local media reported. The Iraqi army says it has beaten off Islamist-led militants attacking the country's biggest oil refinery amidst reports that most of it had been taken over by militants. An official told Reuters the militants had occupied 75% of the Beiji refinery, 210 kilometers north of Baghdad. The army said 40 attackers had been killed, a claim which could not be verified independently. Government forces had made new airstrikes on militants elsewhere. Fighting is also reported in the western city of Ramadi. Stay tuned as we continue with business news after the break. A total of $100 million is being targeted as takeoff grants for the Safe School Initiative program by the federal government and the international community for Nigerian schools. Our correspondent, Awesome Raphael, completes the report.
The coordinating minister for the economy, Mrs. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, said $20 million has already been raised by the federal government and the private sector as initial capital. The minister further disclosed that the $20 million is part of an open trust fund by the government. According to the Okonjo-Iweala, the trust fund will also include emergency relief and reconstruction and rehabilitation.
We've opened the trust fund with 3 windows. One window for emergency relief. We've got the DG of NEMA here, who has already been working to do a needs assessment with the UN and to help the communities with their immediate needs. So we'll continue to give assistance to communities under that window and intensify it. It's been working with the states who have also been active. We have a second window for reconstruction and rehabilitation of basic infrastructure that has been destroyed, whether it's bridges or schools and so on. And a third window is this Safe Schools Initiative window, which is what Mr. Gordon Brown is really here to talk about. Under the Safe Schools, we've already put in 1.6 billion naira, the equivalent of $10 million. Private sector is bringing their own, and Mr. Gordon Brown is raising resources.
Former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Gordon Brown, who is the initiator of the Safe School Initiative, said that the abduction of the Chibok school girls is still a nightmare to the international community. Brown, while admitting that the safety of the girls is still a source of concern, added that efforts are being put in place to make Nigerian schools, especially those in the Northeast, safe for learning. He revealed that he is in talks with the UK, Norway, the US, and the European Union to raise additional funds to help in the massive reconstruction work that is expected to kick off soon.
The government of Nigeria is starting today with a new fund, $10 million pledged by the government itself, $10 million pledged by the business community of Nigeria, and I'm now able to say that there will be major funding also from the international community. The United Kingdom has already made a pledge of support, Norway has already made a pledge of support, the American government wished to help in this endeavour, and there are many other international agencies and individual countries that feel so strongly that schools must be safe in every part of the world, and particularly because of the threat to Nigeria, that I'm going to ask them to give funds in support of this initiative.
Also present at the meeting were the governors of Yobe, Borno, and the Director General of National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA. Awesome Raphael, Ben News, Abuja.
30 out of 95 Nigerians had graduated in different trade areas from the Industrial Training Fund Model Skills Training Center after meeting all the requirements. The trade areas are computer networking and information technology. ITF Director Juliet Chuke Onaeko said although the figure may not be significant compared to Nigerian youth desirous of skills, it shows the agency's commitment to ensure that Nigerians get required skills needed to be employable. Chuka Onaeko disclosed that plans are on to establish 38 industrial skills training centers and 6 more centers for advanced skill training for employment across the country. Coming up next is sports after this short break. Stay with us. At least 21 people have been killed in a bomb blast in northern Nigeria as they were watching a World Cup match, a hospital source has told news correspondents. Witnesses in Damaturu in Yobe State said a suicide bomber in a tricycle taxi detonated explosives as people watched Brazil's match against Mexico on TV. At least 27 people are said to be seriously injured. Public screening of the World Cup in some parts of Nigeria have been banned because of the threats by Boko Haram. Former Nigerian captain J.J. Okocha has blamed coach Stephen Keshi for the team's underwhelming performance in their opening World Cup Group F match against Iran on Monday. The team played out the first goalless game of the tournament in Brazil. Okocha said the Nigerian coach did not do enough work on the team. He explained that tactical play was so bad and asked Nigerians to hold Keshi responsible for the poor outing against Iran. Football enthusiasts in Nigeria have expressed mixed reaction over the performance of the Super Eagles in their first match with Iran at the ongoing 2014 FIFA World Cup in Brazil. In separate interviews with correspondent LM Chukwuemeka, some football lovers said that Eagles' performance was very poor and encouraged them to improve on their performance in the next match.
The coach have to come up with the tactics because they're a little bit slow. Their passes are not accurate. They're a little bit slow. So you have to bring in Osaze by the first half. You have to feature Osaze first half. And Osaze have to work with the Emenike and the Moses so that the striker will be solid in the forefront.
Short, I feel sad. I will tell you the truth because I watched the match. I did not. Nigeria, the midfield is collapsed. The strikers are not doing well. Even if I know that the match is be like that, I'm supposed to eat before I watch the match. But after the match, I sleep without food.
I was very disappointed. After watching the game, you know, I was very, very disappointed. They didn't play up to expectation. They played as people who lack motivation. They weren't motivated at all.
Seriously, I just have to be sincere to you. Yesterday I was disappointed. As in what I expected them, I was expecting them like 4-0 yesterday. But they disappointed me, seriously. So I was not impressed at all.
Nigeria will play their next with Bosnia on Saturday. And that's the much we can take on Ben Television News. I am Kiru Obuli. Many thanks for watching.